Before you keep scrolling, take one slow breath, just one, because what I am about to tell you in the next few minutes is something most men spend their entire lives completely blind to. There is a woman in your life, maybe someone you see every day, maybe someone who has been quietly present in your orbit for longer than you have consciously registered, and she has already made a decision about you. Not a maybe, not a someday, a decision. And she communicated it to you the last time she looked at you. You just did not know how to read it. That ends right now. There is a reason you clicked this. Not boredom, not random curiosity. Something in the title landed somewhere real. A face came to mind, even briefly. A moment surfaced, a look you received that stayed with you longer than it should have, that you replayed without fully understanding why. That is not coincidence. That is your instincts trying to tell you something your conscious mind has not yet caught up to. Stay with me through everything I'm about to share, because by the end of this, that look is going to make complete and total sense. Here is what most men fundamentally misunderstand about the way women communicate attraction. They are waiting for words. They are waiting for a clear, verbal, unambiguous signal that removes all doubt and all risk. And because they are waiting for that, they miss the thing that is actually happening, which is a continuous, honest, incredibly detailed conversation being conducted entirely through the eyes. A woman's gaze is not decoration. It is not a reflex. It is one of the most precise emotional instruments in human communication, and when she turns it on you with a certain quality, a certain depth, a certain stillness, she is not just looking at you. She is telling you something she has decided. Women do not stare the way I am about to describe at men they are neutral about. This is the foundational truth everything else rests on. The kind of look we are going to break down today requires something. It requires that she has already moved through curiosity, past interest, beyond attraction, and arrived somewhere that feels to her like certainty. The stare is not the beginning of the process. It is the announcement that the process is already complete. So let us talk about what it actually looks like. Because there are looks and then there is this look. And the difference between them is not subtle once you know what you are searching for. The first thing you will notice is the stillness. Most eye contact is in motion. People glance, scan, shift their gaze, look away and back, process the room. It is dynamic and it is brief. But when a woman has decided something about you, her eyes go still. Not wide, not dramatic, not the kind of theatrical gaze you see performed in movies. Still in the way a person goes still when something has captured their complete attention and everything else in the room has temporarily ceased to exist. Her eyes find yours and they do not move. Not because she forgot to look away. Because looking away requires effort she is not making right now. That stillness is the first signal, and it carries a specific feeling when you are on the receiving end of it. You know it when it happens because something in you responds before you have time to think about it. Your breath changes slightly. Your awareness narrows. The noise of whatever is happening around you drops. That is not imagination. That is your nervous system correctly registering that something significant is occurring in your direction. Most men break first. They feel the weight of that gaze and they look away, or they smile too quickly, or they fill the silence with unnecessary words. And in doing so, they interrupt something that was just beginning to build. The correct response to that stillness is to meet it, not with aggression, not with performance, with the same quality of calm she is offering you. Hold it. Breathe. Let the moment be what it is. Because she is not testing whether you are brave enough to maintain eye contact. She is showing you something, and what she wants to know is whether you are present enough, grounded enough, still enough inside yourself to actually receive it. Now let us go deeper. Because the stillness is only the first layer. What lives inside the stillness is where the real information is. Watch her pupils. This is not something she can control, and it is not something she will ever be aware of in the moment. When a person feels genuine attraction, genuine emotional pull towards someone, their pupils dilate. The body floods with the neurochemicals of interest and desire. Dopamine moves, the system opens, and the eyes physically widen at the center to let in more of what they want to see. You cannot perform this. You cannot fake it. It happens or it does not. And when you see it, when you are close enough to notice that her pupils are larger than the light in the room would explain, you are looking at biology confirming what her decision already made. Contrast this with the look a woman gives a man she finds physically attractive but feels nothing deeper about. That look is quick, appreciative but efficient. It takes what it wants from the visual and moves on. There is no stillness. There is no depth. The pupils do not hold. It is the look of someone passing something interesting on the street. It registers and then it releases. The look we are talking about today does not release. It holds. And it holds because she is not just seeing you. She is recognizing something. There is a quality to recognition that is fundamentally different from observation. Observation is light and passing. Recognition lands, it settles. It produces in the person experiencing it a feeling of arriving somewhere rather than simply passing through. When she looks at you like this, she is not observing you. She is recognizing you. And recognition at the level of genuine human connection means something has already been decided deep below the surface of conscious thought. Here's the second thing to look for, and this one requires you to widen your attention slightly beyond the eyes themselves. Watch what happens to the rest of her face in the moment of that stare. Not a performance smile, not a social expression assembled for the situation. What you are looking for is a softening, a particular relaxation of the muscles around her eyes and mouth that happens when a person feels safe, when a person feels something like relief, the slight parting of the lips, the way the tension that most people carry in their faces without realizing it simply releases when they look at someone who matters to them. Most people walk through the world with a degree of guardedness written into their expression. It is not unfriendliness. It is simply the natural armor of someone moving through public space, managing how they are perceived, staying slightly protected. When that armor drops in the specific moment she is looking at you, when her face becomes open in a way that it was not a second before and will not be a second after, you are watching something genuinely private happen in plain view. She did not decide to let her guard down. Her feelings decided for her. This is what I mean when I say she has already decided. The decision did not happen in this moment. This moment is simply where the decision becomes visible. It was made quietly, privately, probably without her fully realizing it was happening. It was made the accumulation of every interaction, every observation, every moment your presence registered with her and left something behind. And now it lives in her body, in her nervous system, in the way her face changes when you enter her field of vision. The third layer of this look is the one that most men find the most confusing because it seems to contradict everything else. After the stillness, after the softness, she looks away, sometimes abruptly, sometimes with a small downward tilt of her head, and the man watching her thinks, there it is, she looked away. It meant nothing. I misread it. Move on. Do not move on. The look away after that quality of eye contact is not retreat. It is not disinterest. It is the involuntary response of someone who just showed more than they intended to show. She felt the moment. She felt you receiving it. And the sudden awareness of her own visibility, of how much that gaze communicated, produced in her a flash of self-consciousness that her body answered by breaking the contact, not because she wanted to end it, because it became, for one unguarded second, more than she was ready to sustain. Think about the last time you felt something deeply and unexpectedly in front of another person. The instinct is not to hold it open longer. The instinct is to close it slightly, to step back from the edge of exposure, to give yourself one beat of privacy before deciding how much to reveal. That is what the look away is. It is a breath between moments of honesty. And what it tells you, if you are paying attention, is that what just happened in those few seconds of stillness was real enough to require recovery. The men who understand this do not panic when she looks away. They do not flood the space with nervous energy or manufactured indifference. They simply wait. They hold their calm. They allow the moment to breathe because they know that look away is not a door closing. It is a door that opened wider than she planned, and she just needs a second before she opens it again. There is one more layer to this, the one that ties everything together and gives you the complete picture of what that look actually means and what it is asking of you. After the stillness, after the softness, after the look away and the breath she takes to collect herself, she looks back. Not immediately, not desperately, but she looks back. And when she does, something in the quality of it has shifted slightly. The first look was involuntary. It was her feelings moving faster than her awareness. But the second look is a choice. She felt what happened, she processed it, and she decided to return to it anyway. That decision, that small, quiet act of looking back at you again, is the clearest confirmation available to you without a single word being spoken. It is her saying, without saying anything, that what she felt was real enough to return to. Most men never notice the second look because they are still recovering from the confusion of the first one. They looked away when she looked away. They busied themselves with something else. They retreated into their own uncertainty. And she looked back and found them not there, not present, not receiving, and she quietly closed what she had just opened. Be there for the second look. That is the entire lesson. Everything I have described today, the stillness, the pupils, the softness, the look away, it all exists to prepare you for one thing. The moment she chooses to come back, be still, be present, be the man whose eyes she finds when she looks back, steady and calm and completely unhurried. That quality of presence, that simple, grounded availability, is what transforms a look into a beginning. You were not meant to scroll past this today. That feeling you had when you saw the title, that quiet pull towards something you recognized but could not yet name, trust that. The look you have been trying to understand has an answer now, and the next time it happens, you will know exactly what she has already decided.